I mean, they have a good-looking game here. Fair enough, I don't get to enjoy the game at full capacity because my... I actually have the graphics turned down, but they have a very nice-looking game with kind of modern graphics. They have good animations on the moves. The combat feels very interactive. They have a potential to make a masterpiece here that people can enjoy and love. And that's what I want to see. I want this game to become a masterpiece. I want this game to be something people can love. Because I love Digimon, and I feel like it's about time the Digimon franchise got some time to shine. I want the Digimon franchise to have that major game that everybody's like, yo, this is epic. I'm getting back into Digimon again. Because Digimon has a very niche market. A very niche fan base. It's not a mainstream game, really. Or franchise. And it's sad to say that. Well, that's because they always change the formula all the time with these games, I feel like. So they keep dipping their toes in every single pond, but don't settle in a certain pond. And while they will get a few remnants from each pond to tag along, the problem is once the person who tags along enters a different pond, they then go, I don't like this pond. This pond is very different to the pond that I liked. And it keeps people from sticking around to the Digimon franchise, I feel like. It's like the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, you know? Like, we could apply that analogy right here to Digimon. She tried one, it was too sweet. She tried one, it was too salty. She tried one that was just right? Had to go through multiple to find that one thing that they liked. But the problem was, imagine if once you tried each of those porridges, they kept adding more porridges for her to keep trying. And she could never find one that she liked like that one that she did enjoy. Because everyone was too different. This one was hot and spicy. This one was painful to eat. It's basically what Digimon does. They just keep constantly changing the formula all the time. So nobody settles, nobody sticks. This game could be a game that people could stick to if they have a good enough gameplay loop. And they make it fun enough. So I think Digimon World 1 was the one. Yeah. Everybody has a different taste. I like Digimon World 1. I found it tedious at the end. When I was doing my playthrough of it, I found it eventually became a bit too tedious for me. Because I had to keep constantly reverting to an egg and then raising my Digimon for hours unable to play. That eventually, for me, personally, got a bit old. And by the end of the playthrough, I was like, I just want this to be over. Because I went for 100 prosperity. The game is a good game. It's a fun game. I'm not taking away from that. But another person might come along and say, well, I like Digimon World 4. Most of the community hated Digimon World 4. You know? But some people might come along and say, well, I love Digimon World 4. That's a game I had fond memories of as a kid. And if they enjoyed playing that game as a kid, they enjoyed playing that game as a kid. But if they went to Digimon World 1 after playing Digimon World 4, they're going to be like, what the fuck? That's the only experience they've had, you know? Digimon World 3 is a highly regarded game. A lot of people love Digimon World 3. Hang on 1 minute, I think I'm being shouted. 1 moment, guys. Yes, you can get the crafting mats, but it gets reduced. 1 second. Are you shouting me? Right, just making sure. Right, because I'm streaming, so please don't disturb me. Thank you. Okay, sorry about that. It's shouting. Okay, so Digimon World 3 is a highly regarded game. Because it was simple, easy to understand, and it essentially had the Pokemon formula. You know, the franchise that was around at the same time as Digimon that most people stuck to because they could stick to it. No offense to Digimon World 1, but most kids could not figure out what the frick to do with Digimon World 1 and just got frustrated getting Numemon and Sukamon all the time and didn't know what the frick they were doing. Whereas Pokemon was easy to pick up and understand for all ages. And I feel like that's why Pokemon really took off compared to Digimon. Because if you compare the games side by side, Digimon World 1 is a very difficult game. It is a confusing game that gives you barely any information on the game to really work with. Care mistakes are completely unknown to the player. You have no way of tracking it. Like, there was just so much to it. The problem was, while Digimon World 3 did copy the Pokemon formula in the end, but instead had a 3-man team rather than a 6-man team, the problem was most people had stopped playing Digimon by the time Digimon World 3 came around. Because they played Digimon World 1 and were like, the fuck is this shit? I can't figure out what to do. So people looked at Digimon World 3 and were like, I hate Digimon World 1. I'm not gonna play that game. Digimon World 2 is basically where Pokemon got Mystery Dungeon from. They copied Digimon World 2 essentially for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. The funny thing is, Pokemon is becoming more like Digimon nowadays than ever before. Let's be real here. Pokemon is copying us so much from Digimon now. People always say, oh, Digimon copied Pokemon. No, they didn't. Digimon did their own thing. The whole entire time. But Pokemon has been copying Digimon. And bear in mind, I am a Pokemon fan. I grew up on Pokemon. And I played Pokemon more than I played Digimon. And I'll be honest about that, you know? There's no shame in it. But I definitely prefer Digimon. Digimon is way cooler, in my opinion. The designs of the Digimon, the transformations of the Digimon. I find Digimon more cool than Pokemon. Any good news? Well, they've reduced the amount of EVP for Ultimates now. Instead of it costing 100 per fight, it's now 75. That's probably the only good news we got so far. And they've added Skull Mammoth Mon to the game, I guess. But yeah. Pokemon has actually been copying Digimon. Mega Evolution Pokemon, right? They started doing that Mega Evolution stuff, copying Digimon. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, copying Digimon World 2. So I find it fun that all Mega in the game right now is Vaccine and Data. Well, Virus are the most common type, so Vaccine makes sense. Data are good against Vaccine. But yeah, we do need a Virus Mega at the moment. That'll end up coming... Well, we were supposed to already have them by now, Doge. We were supposed to already have the second half of the story content already. So we would have had Venom Vandemon, which is a virus mega. Or Venom Biotismon, depending which term you want to use. But because the game devs were having issues with the servers and had to roll back the server and everything like that, the second part of the Human World story has been pushed back. I think they will delay all megas because they need to make a whole new animation evolution. The reason why megas have been delayed is because he had all those server issues with Koromon being like overpopulated, having to roll back the server because of all the broken story quests and the quest bugs and everything like that. That's probably why the majority of megas got pushed back. Because they are definitely behind schedule. I know they are definitely behind schedule right now. In what they wanted to do. We were supposed to have the second section of the story for the human world by now, but that's been pushed back. But I do want to see some more megas come into the game now because they're being released way too slow in my opinion. We need a virus mega already. And honestly, I want more megas. I want more megas to turn into. I love the start of Digimon, do not get me wrong, but I have so many other Digimon that I'm looking at and I'm like, I need their mega form. My Veemon, for example, I want my old force. Give me my old force, you know? Because all the other Digimon are just basically going to be falling behind at this point. Why would anybody bother with trying to get these Digimon to max level when they don't have a mega form? Hey, need some crafting improvements, getting tired of 1.7s per milk. No news at all as far as I'm aware. I don't have inside information off the game devs. Or anything like that. I have no contact with game devs. Most of the stuff I figured out myself, or I found out through patch notes or other people. I have no contact with any game devs, so I wouldn't know anything on crafting improvements. But I agree, the crafting does take way too long. Unfortunately. I not only have you got to grab the materials, but the amount of time it costs to craft an item, it's ridiculous. Like, for example, so I want to make these because these are better than food items I can buy from the store. The problem is, in order to make these, even if I go with the easiest material here, which is these, it takes so much time. Because I have to craft these, which takes like 1 seconds. And that 1 seconds to craft into these is another like 1 seconds. And then it's like another 1 seconds to make these. And if I'm trying to make like 100 to 200 of these so I can actually get a decent amount, it takes like half an hour to an hour. It's ridiculous. Considering we already have to spend half an hour sat there for EVP at Digimon, yeah. I don't want to stand there doing nothing more than I already am. You need to do something like a Instacraft all option or something. Or just massively shorten it down. 0.1 second each craft. Something along those lines. Because it takes way too long. Without farming the materials to do the crafting in the first place. Well, my Kabutarimon's level 48 now. I should get to 50 before the game updates in an hour. It's almost 9 o'clock here. And 10 o'clock in Korea is basically 10 o'clock here. The way I worked that out essentially is because 3 PM my time is midnight in Korea. The update's going through at 10 PM in 10 AM in Korea. So that's 10 hours from there. No, actually, wait, no. No, I've got longer. I've worked that out completely wrong, actually, now that I think about it. It'd be 1 o'clock in the morning that the update happens. That'll be 10 o'clock in Korea. Oh, I've got plenty of time to get these guys to 50. Plenty of time. I don't know what I'm stressing about. I completely worked that out wrong. My brain. Right. So I'm gonna go get me a drink. I'll be back in a moment. May as well take this downstairs. Okay. I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. I'm pretty sure 1 o'clock in the morning will be... Yeah, hang on, let me check. Yeah. Another 4 hours yet. It's 9 o'clock. 3:12, yeah. 1 in the morning. Okay. So I got another 4 hours still. Pardon me. So yeah, I think once I decide to stop streaming, I'm going to Digivolve my Rosemon, my Lilymon to Rosemon, definitely. Because I would very much like to do so. Alright, Chiom. However, I think I will stop streaming in about an hour though. As much as I do have until 1 in the morning. I am tired, and I don't know why I'm tired. But I am going to stop in about an hour, because I'll have streamed for about 5 hours today. No, which is plenty of time. I want to relax. Hopefully this game improves a lot more when and if it gets a global release. Really want a Digimon game to kick off. I know. Exactly, I agree. We need a game that's going to make it into mainstream and actually be popular. Because Digimon deserves it at this point. I mean, if we have a look, real quick. So Cyber Sleuth is a meta score of 76, which is about a 6.5 user score. If we go with Digimon World 3. So, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth is obviously a really recent Digimon game, right? That's why I bring that up. So it has a user score of 8.6, but a meta score of 47. Now, this is a very old game, obviously. And I don't know why it's got a meta score of 47, but this is a very incredibly popular game. Well, frame is a process. So, yeah. We go with the meta scores of some of these Digimon games, then we go, what, Digimon World 1? Let's have a look. Apparently Francis Metacritic is 20th worst PS1 game with a score of 42. Ah, it's Digimon World 2. Right, hang on. Rejects all these freaking cookies. I'm tired of every site that I ever enter asking me about freaking cookies. Piss off. So, generally, a lot of the Digimon games are either average, decent, or, in most players' opinion, kind of terrible. Most of the Digimon games are kind of very niche. Digimon World Next Order. Digimon World. 68. If I'm not mistaken, this is coming to PC soon. During the oh wait, is that right? I think it's this game, yeah. Well, Next Order, PC. Is it this game? Coming soon. Okay. So, Digimon World Next Order, I heard is coming to PC. And I do want to... February 22nd. I do have my eye on this, doing a playthrough of this on the channel at some point. I've never played it, and I'm interested to play it. See, unfortunately, when it comes to Digimon games, if they existed on the PS3 or the PS4 or the PS Vita, I could not play them. I did not have those consoles to potentially play those Digimon games. So I missed out on them. I really love Next Order. I had so much fun playing. Yeah. So, obviously I've missed out on a lot of Digimon games. And I plan to do a playthrough of them on the channel eventually. Just like Cyber Sleuth. I never played Cyber Sleuth, so that's why I'm currently going through it on the channel right now. Is because it's a game I haven't played. There's a lot of Digimon games I've missed out on that I intend to try and catch up on. But I do love the Digimon franchise. I find them way cooler than Pokemon, always have. It's just a lot of these games I either just didn't have access to, or because of certain other games I had a sour taste in my mouth, essentially, so I missed out on them. Now, will I play every single Digimon game on this channel in the future? Maybe not every single one. I do not know. I don't know yet. The time will tell. But obviously Digimon is going to be kind of like a pillar content on the channel. It is obviously going to be around for a long time. So I may end up going for every game eventually. I went through Digimon World 1 after 20 years of not playing it. And I enjoyed it until the end, of course. Where it just got a bit tedious for me. Because I spent more time at that freaking gym than I did playing the game. But yeah, I kind of want to go through all the Digimon games eventually. Not all of them, every single one, like, but I wouldn't mind getting people's opinion on which games to play. Cyber Sleuth's lore is the best. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm not that far into Cyber Sleuth. I'm at chapter... I'm chapter 5, chapter 6 or something, if I remember correctly. I'm somewhere around there. So I have still much of the game to go through. Obviously, I'm going to finish that and start trying to do a different Digimon game. I was going to do Digimon World 2. But that never ended up happening because basically I saw Cyber Sleuth on sale and it was like, I'm going to try a modern Digimon game before I go to the old Digimon game first. So Cyber Sleuth ended up being the game of the day because I did Digimon World 1, which is an old game. And I was like, okay, so I'll do Cyber Sleuth, a more modern Digimon game, and see what I think of it. Then I'll probably go to an old game again, then to a new game. More modern game again, sorry. Pardon me. And I think that's kind of what I'll do. go back and forth between the two. That way I can get a bit more of a grander scale of the games, essentially. And I can do a bit of a comparison to modern versus old, so to speak. But I am going to be doing Next Order, definitely. I do have my eye on pre-ordering that and getting that game. Because my main issue with this game is eventually I'm going to run out of content. There's going to be nothing for me to do. Eventually I'm going to do all the guides that I can do on this game. Eventually I'm going to have done all the content I can do in this game. And then literally it's just RNG and whether I get a new Digimon that gets released and I try and level that new Digimon. That's literally all there really is to this game at that point. Unless you had some major content to the game for me to do. This game's eventually going to run out of content for me to do, and I'm not going to be able to keep making videos on it, really, because, well, what do I do? People are going to get tired of seeing me just doing this every day, just grinding in the same freaking place all the time, you know? So I do need other content to dip my toes into. So I at least have something going on the channel and I don't just disappear. No, I will not play Arc PvP with you. I hate Arc. I'm sorry. What I need to do is bring out a new sentry globally. I guess that's a Digimon game. I played the hell out of Arc back when it first came out. Now when it came to console, and I played on so many worlds, I've been wiped on so many worlds doing PvP. Because every time you get started on a new server, the big boys on the server like to swing their dick around and wipe you out all the time. Because they've been around longer, there's basically nothing you can do about it. And even if you could do something about it, they will offline raid you. And I cannot be asked being offline raided after doing tons of work. The amount of time it takes to tame dinosaurs, I just lost interest in Ark. I played it way too much. I just can't really do it anymore.